Warning: the following video might contain some elements that might not be suitable for some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. I always loved comics, especially superhero comics. Like a lot of people, I grew up reading Superman, Batman, Captain America, all that good stuff, but my absolute favorite was Spider-Man. So it's no surprise that I grew up to work at a comic book store. But that's not important. You want to know about the story. Well, one day after work, I stopped off at this little rundown toy store. The guy that ran the place looked almost nonchalantly, almost as if I wasn't there. I looked around. There were a few nice collectibles on the shelves, but what really caught my eye was a strange action figure. It was a Spider-Man action figure, but unlike any I ever seen. It was all red. Its webbing patterns were disorganized. The spider was crooked and looked like a real spider. Also, the lenses appeared to be broken. There were small painted in cracks in the mask lenses. That unnerved me a bit, but I still thought it was cool. I bought it for a mere 50 cents. The comic was given to me for free. Comes with an action figure, the store owner said. The only thing I ever heard him say while I was there. I left and brought it home to my apartment. I set the toy on the shelf with the rest of my personal collection. Yes, I'm a nerd. Get over it. You're here for the story, right? Anyways, I took the comic out of the bag and actually looked at it. It was creepy, to say the least. It looked like a homage to Amazing Fantasy issue 15, Spider-Man's first appearance. The title read Forgotten Spider-Man, issue 0. It looked like an action figure, but the person he was holding looked limp, his head at an unnatural angle. His eyes closed. It didn't say who wrote or illustrated it. No comics authority symbol, not even a Marvel logo. It started with Peter Parker, an expert expedition attended a radioactivity demonstration. I began to feel nostalgic as my eyes scanned the panels. The spider was caught in the radioactive energy and landed on Peter's hand. It bit him. That was normal, but then I noticed something weird, more like frightening. Instead of just a bite, blood poured from the wound. It covered Peter's arm. He was screaming, begging for help as the others looked on in horror. His body became covered in red, reminiscent of the Carnage symbiote, and strange black cords ripped from his wrists and ankles, wrapping into the disorganized web pattern that I had seen on the toy. The spider that bit Peter crawled onto his chest and became a part of his body. A scientist reached out to Peter, but Peter lashed out and attacked him, strangling the others with black webbing in a mindless rampage. Suddenly, I forgot I was a 25-year-old man, and I, like a frightened child, whispered, Spider-Man? I continued reading. Spider-Man, if I could call him that, started brutally murdering people. The blood on the page was such a deep shade of red, I almost thought that it was ink or real blood. I had to put it down. I was getting sick to my stomach. Then something caught my eye. I turned to see, sitting on top of my fridge was a toy. It was crouched in his trademark Spider-Man pose. It was freaky. I had put it on my shelf, sitting straight up. The cracked lenses looked at me, and not just positioned in my direction. It was literally looking at me. I don't know how, but somehow I knew it wanted me to keep reading the comic, so I picked it up and opened it again. Spider-Man was still killing, but when I saw only made it worse. He was making his way to his home, ripping off Mary Jane's head and beating people with her spine along the way. I was getting horrified, and then, in a full splash page, he had reached his house. He killed his Uncle Ben first, blind with rage, and then ripped his arm off, beating Aunt May to death with it. I was getting sick again. I could have sworn I heard laughing in the back of my mind. That was the other issue. I saw a preview for the next one, which shows Spider-Man holding what looked to be Octavius by the throat. I was grateful that the issue was over, but mortified by its contents. I turned to look at the Spider-Man toy. It was gone. Then I felt the issue slip away in a fraction of a second. The toy was gone, taking a comic of it. I sighed with relief until a voice spoke in mine in a crude mocking tone. Till next time, true believers. It's been a week. It's been a month since this happened. I learned that the artist who had attempted to submit his work a full horror themed Spider-Man comic book to Marvel Comics, had died of over exhaustion, never eating or drinking, only working till his body just gave out. I learned that this after search up there was regarding Spider-Man on the website on the internet. The article about the artist is always fucking fun. There was an image of the artist's desk included in the article, showing a unfinished cover of the comic book I had read. I was still traumatized by the events of that day, but I couldn't help feeling bad for this artist, as all he wanted was someone to appreciate his work. Now I suppose that I am that person, because I got this in my mail today, sent in an envelope with no return issue. It was The Forgotten Spider-Man, issue 1. So that was The Forgotten Spider-Man, and that's a pretty, a very eerily creepy story. Especially the part with where Peter Parker gets bitten by a spider and the like blood coming out of his hand, which kind of creepy, And alongside, the part with the full splash page of, Spider-Man, what is it? The full splash page of, Spider-Man just killing his uncle aunt, yeah, which that was pretty brutally scary, and also the moment of it, the Spider-Man figure just moving on its own. Yeah, if I have that Spider-Man figure and it's moving on its own, I'll just like destroy it with a hammer if that was real. So yeah, and but also something that it's gonna be a bit too fourth wall breaking, like how the protagonist is telling the reader just like if you're just only cared about the story thing, which I think it's kind of a bothersome, but come on, it's just a pretty good creepypasta with its a little bit of issues, but yeah, and also the whole like reveal of the artist of this Forgotten Spider-Man comic is kind of a interesting but pretty dark. Like he died from like over exhaustion, which is kind of a serious issue for people who just like want to do stuff. Like trying to draw stuff in overtime, which can be bad. Even as like neither a comic or like making a pick the art project. You know. So yeah. So hope you enjoyed this video and like and comment this video and subscribe for more content. So have a have a wet swinging tastic day, everybody. So bye.